these words thrown around in the community or in the media, do we know what they truly are? And do we know what goes on behind closed doors? How many people abuse these programs? Who's paying for them? Are doctors really telling you the truth about your health, or are they just wanting to get paid? To understand, here's a brief history of Medicaid. Government spending was relatively low in the 19th century. Spending changed in the 20th century after the New Deal and the Great Society. These created social programs we still use today, like Social Security and Medicare. The opponents of these programs argue that many government programs, including Medicaid, unemployment insurance, and food stamps, encourage dependency on government, low income and unemployment they charge become complacent and lazy if they receive too many benefits. The supporters say that they provide essential services for most vulnerable, poor, elderly people and people with disabilities. Supporters also argue funding for many other programs, like public education, should be increased, not attacked or reduced. Cutting important programs hurt the economy because it stifles economic activity that helps spur private investments. According to Dallas News, there is no data to suggest people in need of government assistance are more likely to use drugs, and there's no disturbing trend of increased drug use among unemployed. In Florida in 2011, the state passed a law requiring all welfare recipients to be tested for drugs before they received any help. Applicants had to pay for the test out of their own pockets. Those who passed were reimbursed. Out of the 4,086 people who took the test, only 108 failed. At $35 a test, Florida had to reimburse $118,140. That also meant that they lost $45,000. 4 months in, a federal judge ruled the law unconstitutional and blocked the measure. State of Atlanta, Georgia agreed because of Florida's problems. The Texas lawmakers considered 6 total bills for unemployment and welfare recipients. These bills would expand the role of big government and could waste precious tax money. The supporters. Taxpayer money should not be used to subsidize someone's drug habit, the bill supporter Senator Jane Nelson of Flower Mound said. The program requires already applicants to sign a pledge not to sell or use drugs. Not all applicants would be required to be tested, though, but all applicants would be required to complete a questionnaire to determine their drug use risk. Anyone with previous felony drug conviction or failed test will be deemed a high risk. Applicants who test positive are banned from collecting benefits for a whole year. They can reapply in 6 months with the completion of a substance abuse program. 3 failed tests and you're permanently banned. Welfare should never subsidize the irresponsible choices of otherwise capable people who instead elect to stay at home, play video games, and get high with their friends, said Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst. I don't completely agree with that because not all gamers are stoners. But not just the lazy people are abusing these programs. There was a doctor in Dallas, a dentist, at Smiley Dental Clinic in Dallas. He agreed to repay the state of Texas $4 million because he signed off on all these different people's Medicaid things so they could get ortho for free. He agreed to pay back $4,150,000, but he said he didn't do any wrong. In all, Texas has collected $8 million from 4 different dentists by the Office of the Inspector General of the Department of Health and Human Services. In this whole session, I have not seen as many lobbyists hired to kill one bill as I've seen to kill that bill. That tells me there are a lot of people making a lot of money. Also, Senator Jane Nelson, she's pretty busy up in Congress. Dentists are hiring big-name lobbyists to maintain their status quo. The OIG has changed their attitude of Medicaid fraud from passive to aggressive. Records from the Texas Ethics Commission, 22 lobbyists are representing 15 dental firms. They're creating one House bill to temper influence of corporate dental chains, 2 House bills to restrict how the OIG policies fraud, Medicaid fraud. And I can't get it to work now. This is that dentist's house. Are you kidding me? That is incredible. They have a pool, for Christ's sake. That's a little ridiculous. So who's paying for all these? Us, our tax dollars. What do you guys think?